Hi, I'm Grace, and I'm back with the last of our May API month videos. This is just going to be really good, solid, realistic fiction, more or less. You're welcome. So first, we're going to talk about Mary HK Choi. She is an amazing author whose debut book came out just a few years ago and whose third book was just recently published. So first, there is Emergency Contact, which was her debut novel. I loved it so much. It really felt like life the year after you graduate high school, when you meet someone for the first time and you feel that indefinable thing, just that thing and everything that comes next. Her second book is called Permanent Record. And like Emergency Contact, it also follows a boy and a girl and their accidental meeting. But in this one, they're both older and they've both already made choices that they may or may not be able to get themselves out of. It's serious, but it's funny and relatable even when it's not. Her third book is called Yolk, and it is about two sisters who live two very different lives and have two very different opinions of their shared childhood. All of her books are real life, and in the best, most heartbreaking ways, you're going to get sucked in and never want to put them down. So next is Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed. Samira was born in India and raised here in the States and has been writing about the experiences of Muslim girls for a while now. I do recommend all of her books, but I especially like Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know because it also gets a little historical on you. One of our main characters is a modern teen living in Paris, and the other is from 200 years ago in a very different life. There's also a bit of an adventure story here. Samira has also written Internment, which takes place in the near future after all Muslims have been sent to internment camps. And she's also written Love, Hate, and Other Filters, which tackles contemporary Muslim American teen issues and first loves and all of that. As I said, I recommend all of her books, but I really especially recommend Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know. You're gonna love it. Next, losing all of my books, guys. They're falling. It's a problem. So next is Parachutes by Kelly Yang. This is right here. This is her first YA novel, and just like her award-winning middle grade novel, Front Desk, it is so good. Definitely YA, though. Not for kids. This one centers on two girls, one of whom has been sent to the U.S. from Shanghai by her parents to attend a fancy California private school, and her host sister, who really rejects this intrusion into her life and her space and all of the things. It is amazingly well written, but it tackles some really intense subjects like sexual assault with a truly deft hand, but be gentle with yourself. Highly, highly recommend. Next is one of my favorites from last year, actually, and I squealed when I got my hands on the advanced reader's copy of book 2. So this is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, who is 22 and has just graduated from college. Yeah. The sequel is Our Violent Ends. It comes out in November. I literally just got my hands on it, so I haven't had a chance to start reading it yet, but I can't wait. So this is a really lush retelling of Romeo and Juliet set in Shanghai in the 1920s. Our Juliet is part of the main Chinese gang, and our Romeo, whose name is Roma, short for Roman, is part of one of the Russian gangs. You don't really need to know anything about Shanghai of the early 20th century to read the book, but I think you'll probably want to be looking it up after you read the book because you'll be really interested. There were a lot of Russian gangs in Shanghai in the 20s, so there you go. I screamed when I discovered the book. I loved it. You'll love it too. There might be a monster involved, just as an FYI. But we want to support her because we definitely want her to be writing more books. Next, we have the latest from one of our favorite local authors, Stacey Lee. It's called Luck of the Titanic. It just came out and it's already checked out everywhere, clearly. I've talked about her before, but this is her newest book, and I want to just make sure that everyone gets themselves on the list for it. It's about a girl who's a stowaway on a ship bound for America. Guess which one? I actually haven't read it yet, but the thing about Stacey's books is that they're all amazing, and I know this is going to be just as good. I know it's going to be sad, but I can't wait to read it anyway. Next is a book that I actually have talked about before, but I just wanted to remind you all about its existence. Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Heng Wen, local author. We are actually doing an event with her this week, so by the time you see this video, it will have long passed. But I will say that before the event, we still have a few signed copies of her book to give away. So make sure you ask and see if there's any more that you might be able to get your hands on. Off that, last but not least, I'm going to chat a little bit about the newest book from one of our other favorite local authors, Misa Suzuki. I've spoken about Misa's other books in other videos, but this is her latest. It comes out in June, so this is the advanced reader's copy. It's called Love and Other Natural Disasters. It involves fake dating, which, as I've mentioned before, always goes super well and completely how it's planned. And this is especially fun because in this particular bout of fake dating, the girl that our main character has a crush on asks her to be her fake girlfriend. Awesome, right? Except, how does she be her fake girlfriend and convince her that she actually has feelings for her at the same time? So complicated. I have only just gotten my hands on this, so I am only about halfway, 2/3 of the way through, but I'm having a blast. So, you are so lucky because we are doing an event with Misa in June, on June 16th, and we will have signed copies of this book to give away. So, enjoy. Happy reading.